Well, I'm asking how do you defend the fact that it is the left right now? And no one's stopping from doing it, so you can't disown this. You can't say it ain't me, it's some organization, it's somebody else. No, the left owns this.
Oh, this is so good. Good. So yeah, I had this sweet little darling. It's kind of buzzing around, looking at my my display, and I engage her. I ask what she does, and she works for the Democratic caucuses. Hardcore liberal. So sure of herself. Till she ran into me. She was completely lost. She could not, you could see her through this whole thing, just kind of like searching for a rationale that would, make sense. And she would try to, hook into the Nazi thing and, try to pin that tail on that donkey, and just couldn't do it. I wouldn't let her do it. And I picked on the one I think probably the biggest, just stick in your craw liberal thing right now is them stopping free speech. Their war on the First Amendment. And she tried to push this off on the government or organizations and everything. No, sorry, you sweet little pea. It's you. You're a closet Nazi. You're a closet fascist. You and your sweet little ways. Anyway, I hope I gave you something to think about. All right, you know what you do. If you like this, you like it. If you care, you share. You want to share this one. Woohoo! And if you want to contribute, please. I sure could use that. That'd be nice. So ways to do it. Just go to the description, go to my website, hit a button. And I still haven't got a shop up yet, so the only way you can contribute is just by throwing money at me. Okay. Subscribestar.com, please, thank you. All right, let's get to this one because it is fun. And I'll see you on the flip side.
Company called Shadow. We do like software design.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of software design?
We design stuff for like caucuses. We design stuff for data and like a texting tool.
A couple of things I'd be interested in finding out about from you, if I may.
Sure.
And that you seem to be intelligent enough to go ahead and express these things.
Yeah.
I used to be a liberal, Democrat.
Oh, really?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
But I've changed, obviously, over the years. This old saying is when you're young and you're not a liberal, you don't have a heart. If you're older and you're not a conservative, you don't have a brain. Right? You've heard that before?
I've never heard that. Good.
But and of course, I'm not into labels at all anymore because I think labels alone kind of take away from your intelligence. You become a groupthink kind of a person, So there's that. But there's things that are going down with the because I mean today's liberals are not my daddy's liberals, you know, or my liberals from years ago. They've changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing, because I was part of the free speech movement.
Okay.
I was actually marching in there from Berkeley during that time.
Yeah.
It was all about free speech and stopping the war. That was my day. Well, now you have liberals stopping free speech, and I cannot reconcile that.
And is it like sort of the PC thing, or what is it that you think is like? What is it exactly about?
Well, the PC thing is part of it because I think that's a war in language itself. But more hardcore is the fact that, well, when I was at Berkeley, you could go and listen to a Nazi speak. No one was stopping them. You could go into the auditorium, you could ask them questions, make them look like assholes.
Yeah.
Now, the other day, they stopped Ann Coulter from speaking. They stopped Milo from speaking. They riot to keep people that are even right of center from speaking. And how do you reconcile that when free speech itself, when they don't allow people to even express themselves?
Well, I guess it's like, is the government doing that, or is it just sort of like that specific organization that's deciding we're not gonna do that?
Well, I think institutions themselves are, promoting it. They're certainly not stopping it. I mean, you've got Antifa, that is one of the main, threads in this that are violent, stopping free speech. When you can't go to a campus, I mean, there are comedians that have stopped doing campuses because of the PC correctness and the other fact that they're getting mobbed and they're getting rioted. They can't stop. So it is this I cannot reconcile, and I want to know how a liberal or how the Democrats can defend this blatant attack on free speech.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know my feelings ready to go. So, I hear you. And I am about free speech as well. And I think that I don't think like everyone can be lumped in the same category. I think there's definitely conservatives that I would agree with on a lot of things and not agree with. And there's like extremists, right? I do think it's, so if we're talking about like a Nazi speaker, I feel you because like I want to hear everyone else. So I'm talking to you.
That's why I'm happy to speak to you, because you seem like you were of that. I mean, I'm not, and believe me, I understand what you're trying to portray. I've talked to other liberals and Democrats that are not the, brainwashed, hardcore, I ain't speaking to you because, you're a Trump supporter, blah, blah, closed-minded kind of people. There are middle of the road, and a lot of them liberals. But what I can't understand now, because indeed, how can you... because no one's stopping these people from stopping people from speaking.
Right.
In other words, I don't see the middle of the road liberals saying, Antifa, you got to get out of here. You got to let these people speak. Yeah. I don't see any middle of the road liberals doing that.
Well, I think it's just about so for me, it's not okay to be a Nazi. Oh yeah, where are you guys going? I'm gonna wrap up this convo and I'll come meet you.
We're going to Lafitte.
Okay, I'll see you there. So I get both sides. I think that it's, to me, like, I don't want to promote being a Nazi, and I don't. If I was that organization, I wouldn't want to have them there and like.
Yeah, but the point is they are allowed to speak. You can go listen to them or not. You have the right to go do that. Yeah. No one should bar you from listening to them.
No, I agree.
No one's forcing you to go see them. And as I say, I used to go listen to them and then make them look like assholes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could go in, you could listen to them and ask them questions and make them look like assholes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
But stopping them from speaking, that to me is, it's just totally against everything that we're supposed to stand for. The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason.
I feel you. I'm with you. Okay.
And then the whole thing about, if we got to get more into the nuance, is the PC correctness, hate speech. Well, one, define hate speech. I mean, what, like people come up and say, and sometimes you get, oh, you're promoting hate. I said, well, you know, other people come up and look at this and laugh. So, I mean, one person's trash is another person's, you know, treasure. And so, again, you have the right to express yourself. No one should tell me I can't do this because it's hate speech.
Well, I think it's just more, so for me, it's not like this government regulation where like you can't have freedom of speech. It's more about on the liberals have like a certain feeling about a lot of things. They want people to feel like included, and they want like more of an equal society. And so I think they're not saying like we need to ban free speech, but they're like encouraging it. I mean,
you have the opportunity here to do and be anything you want. No one's stopping you.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day when I was, you know, there were people. I mean, no one's riding on the back of the bus anymore. We had a black president, for crying out loud. So we have women CEOs. Nobody's stopping you from being what you want to be. Are there challenges? Sure.
There's a lot of challenges.
Do you run into prejudice? Sure. I mean, hell, there's a lot of blowback right now on old white guys. You know, I'm getting, they're all white guys. I've actually had women come up to me here and say, what do you know? You're an old white man. I mean, so you run into these...
No, I feel you. Like, no, I get it. Like, and I think I do agree with you. Where like sometimes you're like a white male, and you're like, oh, gotta like tiptoe, but.
Don't tiptoe. There's nothing in the Constitution about your feelings. Your feelings are allowed to be heard.
Well, so I think that for me, I agree. Like there should be free speech, but I think I do agree we shouldn't be like promoting Nazis and things like this. So I think it's these people who all share this kind of like sentiment that maybe this isn't the best thing to be doing. We had the ACUL, right?
That defended the Nazis. I mean, that was the big thing right now back in the day, was they spoke up and they defended the right for the Nazis to march. Okay? Now you've got them on the street here raising money to stop Trump. Now, how did they go from being like apolitical and defending the Constitution for what it is?
I guess things change.
For the better? I don't think so. Not when you go ahead.
But to me, it's like, is the fact that they're encouraging this to not happen, is that really breaking freedom of speech? Because it's just saying, like, we don't like this, we don't think this is right. It's not saying...
Yeah, but you have the right to do that, but you don't have the right to block the door and say you can't come in, and that's what they're doing.
It's an organization, though. It's not the government, I guess, you know?
No one's stopping them on the left. That's what I'm saying. No one from the left is going up to the people that are blocking the doors and say, you can't do this. These people have the right to be heard, whether you disagree with them or not. I don't see anybody on the left doing that.
But, so are you just afraid, like, so I'm assuming, do you, like, you don't support, like, the Nazis? You just, like, it's more of the principle.
Of course not. Why, who the hell would support the Nazis?
I'm saying it's more the principle for you, right? And this is, like, the
They have the right to speak, and I have the right to call them idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone came out around here wearing a swastika right now, I'd say, what are you, stupid? I mean, I would mock them. I would mock them until they felt hopefully shame. But, I'm not going to stop them from wearing a swastika.
You don't want to, like, encourage that behavior, I guess.
Hell no.
So I can't really, I see what you're saying. I feel you.
But they have the right to be able to express themselves like that.
Sure.
But no one should, but I'm saying right now, what we have is people that are nowhere near promoting Nazism. Milo, for crying out loud, the comedian, they blocked in Berkeley. They rioted to keep him from performing. He's not a Nazi. He's a gay guy.
Well, I'm just saying. I
mean, how do you?
This is just how people feel. They riot. They do. That's also freedom of speech. You like.
No. Rioting is not freedom of speech. Rioting is breaking the law. Well, rioting to keep people from speaking is the antithesis of Nazism. That's exactly what the Nazis did.
Okay.
So being a fascist, saying you're stopping fascism, doesn't equate. That logic doesn't even come into the play.
Well, I hear you. I don't know. Disagree to disagree.
Yeah, but again, how do you justify the blocking of free speech?
I'm not justifying it.
Then why don't you say something? Why aren't the middle of the road Democrats coming out and saying, well, whatever you are, why aren't you saying to the people that are stopping free speech, stop that?
Epstein didn't hang himself.
Amen to that.
Anyway, I gotta run. I actually am like
Seriously though, I watch all these YouTube videos, and I want to know your part. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm being serious.
He's actually very good middle of the road.
No, I'm actually pretty left. I just am good.
Pretty left.
I would say I'm good at I want to understand where other people are coming from, and I don't think there's anything wrong with feeling the way you do. And so that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm asking, how do you defend the fact that it is the left right now? And no one's stopping from doing it, so you can't disown this. You can't say it ain't me, it's some organization, it's somebody else. No, the left owns this. They are the ones that are stopping. They are the ones stopping free speech.
I got one question, and I don't mean any hate, but why is Hillary not in prison for killing all these people?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm being serious.
I have to go.
I'm being serious.
I think this conversation has escalated. But I respect that you guys feel the way
I'm just asking a question. Why is she not in prison?
I got a whole other conversation about the Green New Deal.
This is fantastic.
Ooh, isn't that sweet? Too bad that Neanderthal had to come along at the end, though. Scared the living shit out of her. Right off for sure. I was hoping I could keep her for about another 5 minutes or so, which I probably could have if, that guy hadn't come around, because I'd like to just wrung this one out a little bit more. But as I said, I hope she chews on this one. You can tell she didn't want to be filmed. I'm sure it's somewhere in her contract that she's not allowed to be filmed. But of course, that's another thing about free speech. You're on the streets. You have no expectation of privacy. Hello. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Remember to hit the buttons if you like it. And God bless you. Pray for me out there. And I shall see you on the streets.